Welcome back, everybody. Take a look at the shirt that I've got on tonight. It is original elephant wear from the locker room on the University Strip. We appreciate the locker room with providing us with original elephant wear. It's been a Tuscaloosa tradition for 46 years. Just right there, conveniently located on the University Strip. You can drop by the store and get you one of these shirts, or you can check them out online. They will take care of you. Alex Gatewood and the folks, they know what they are doing. Well, on Monday, the Sports Business Journal reported that the NFL Players Association is now requiring agents to cooperate with NCAA investigations. Coach Saban, who has been outspoken on the agent issue, was asked about the move in his Monday press conference.
I do think it's a step in the right direction. I think it shows that there is some unified effort with the NCAA, the Coaches Association, the NFLPA, and the NFL to try to create some solutions to something that has become a problem. Anytime you have this many good players suspended for 2 to 4 or however many games this year, it's not good for college football, it's not good for pro football, it's not good for the players, it's not really good for anything.
You know, Rodney, for the first time, I sense that these coaches like Saban and Urban Meyer and Bob Stoops getting together, Jim Tressel as well, really has kind of forced the NFL's hand, and it looks like finally something might get done on the agent issue.
Well, let's sure hope so, Gary. Again, it's been something that's been a long time coming.
All right, indeed it has. All right, let's go to the phone calls. We've got some phone callers waiting to talk with us here on the program. We're going to begin tonight with Joseph in Tuscaloosa. Joseph, welcome in. Doing well. Go ahead, Joseph.
Hey, say, man, a Roll Tide, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but peep this out. Now, I understand when they did a movie on Coach Saban called Game Changers, right?
They did.
Okay. Now, I want to know, is there any possibility somewhere down the line that they might try to do a movie on Coach Bryant?
There's always a possibility, Joseph. You know, the thing is, they did that movie. I think this guy's name was Spangler that did it right after Coach Bryant's death, and the family and people that were close to Coach Bryant really weren't happy with the movie, and so I think there would be some issues there. So I don't know, but you know, it's always a possibility. There was, you know, the Junction Boys was done and made into a movie, and that was pretty entertaining.
Well, I saw that movie, and to be honest with you, it was not well done, if you remember. So
you talking about The Bear?
Oh yeah, it was not well done.
It wasn't that good, but we don't know of any movies in the works right now about Coach Bryant, to answer your question. Okay, let's go to West Block and talk with our friend Trey. Trey, welcome in.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Doing well.
First of all, Roll Tide, you know, bring on the bacon. Hopefully that'd be a big W for us if we can pull that one out. But I know we're only, just 16 months roughly away from NSD 2012, so why not talk about a little recruiting relative to that. Quan Alexander, you know, one of the top defenders, ultimately, he's probably going to be in the nation. He's not really tipping his cap, from what I understand, as far as his schools of interest. But I'm sure there have been rumblings or whatever. Rodney, can you kind of fill me in? Have the, you know, as far as it relates to Alabama and maybe his interest in the Tide?
Well, you know, again, I hate to really talk for Quan at this point because we did have an interview with him last week. Obviously, he's highly interested in Alabama, and as you mentioned, Trey, he's not really, you know, necessarily naming favorites, but I'll just put it to you this way. I think Alabama's in extremely good shape for him, and for those that don't know, he's an outstanding linebacker at Oxford High School in Oxford, Alabama, and has some teammates that are outstanding as well, offensive lineman Michael Flynn, as well as, you know, defensive back Trey Elston, and I think Alabama's in really good shape with both Elston and Quan Alexander.
All right, Trey, let's stay with our phone calls and go to Tussle and talk to Teresa. Teresa, I got to be honest with you, I've never heard of Tussle. Where's that at?
It's on Highway 91, like you going through Dodge City.
All right. What you got for us tonight?
I want to know, do you think Ingram will be ready to play in the game on Saturday?
Absolutely, Teresa. As we just talked about him, he ripped through Duke like a hot knife through fresh butter. I mean, it was quite an impressive performance. And as Rodney said, Arkansas is better than Duke. But he's ready to go, and he's 100%. You know, he said something interesting after that game, actually Monday at the press conference. He said he was asked about coming back, and he said, well, if I hadn't been ready, I wouldn't have come back. You know, I wasn't going to rush this thing. He said, I was ready mentally and physically to go, and yeah, he's hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly ready. And again, anytime you have surgery, it's serious, but as surgeries go, it was not an extremely, you know, serious surgery. And, you know, he came back in the expected amount of time, and you know, if, again, Nick Saban would not have put him out on the field if he weren't ready.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to try to tackle him, I can tell you that. All right, let's take an email question from Bert in Tuscaloosa. Rodney, do you have an update on Isaiah Crowell?
Well, actually, we had an update on Isaiah Crowell this morning on TITVinsider.com, and still the same. It's Alabama and Georgia, and he won't make a decision until close to signing day. So, again, we really won't know any more, than that for a while.
Yeah, that update's probably going to be the same now for the next few months.
Oh, absolutely.
That was going to go down to the wire. All right. We got Donnie from Fayette on the line. Donnie, go ahead.
Yes, I wonder if you guys was impressed with Julio Jones just running down the sidelines when he gets cornered by the defenders, lowering his head and hitting them instead of stepping out of bounds.
Oh, no doubt about it, Donnie. I mean, he's a force when he gets the ball in his hands and gets squared up going upfield because he's so long, but he's also strong, and he runs with those high knees, high knee kick. He's hard to tackle. In the past, I've talked about, we've always thought they just need to throw him more short routes, get it in his hand, and let him run. Once he catches the ball, he's dynamite.
Oh, absolutely. He has real strong hands. He's physical. There's no question about that. And Gary, they talk about some of the injuries, and part of that's because he is so physical. He's such a physical player.
But he's playing very well. The whole offense right now is absolutely playing terrific football. Well, more of your phone calls and emails when we return, but as we go to break, a reminder about Crimson Tide Kickoff coming your way this Saturday morning at 8 a.m. live from the University of Alabama campus, presented by AT&T and Alpha Insurance. Another great show lined up for you, including live guest Hootie Ingram. We'll be talking Bama football. He was an assistant coach at Arkansas back when that 69 Arkansas team played the University of Texas. So we'll ask him about that as well. A lot with Hootie Ingram and more coming up Saturday morning, so you make sure and join us then. Gary Harris, Rodney Orr back with more of your phone calls. Ed up at Smith Lake has been holding. Ed, welcome into Title Insider TV.
Yeah, I was wanting to ask about Dante Hightower. He looks like he's a step slower this year, and I was wondering if if his knee is still affecting him. And
Ed, a lot of people have made that comment that they think he looks a little slower. He says his knee is fine. He's played good football. I agree with you. I think maybe he is a step slower. Maybe, too, his responsibilities are different, and he's having to play a little different way.
Some people have also made the observation he looks a little heavier. But again, seeing him up close and personal, he looks like he's in great shape. Yeah. So, we'll see.
He's a productive football player, but if he's not quite 100%, I'm sure he'll continue to get better as the season goes along, and that can be trouble for opponents. Gary is with us in Fayette. Gary, welcome in.
Yes.
Go ahead, Gary.
Oh, I just wonder, will Alabama ever wear white helmets again?
I don't know. I mean, so many people are interested in uniform changes, and there haven't been many of them at Alabama. They're going to wear that Nike Pro Combat uniform later this year, but it'll have a red helmet. As far as I know, my guess is right now there are no plans to ever wear white helmets.
Well, I think a trivia question should be, when's the last time Alabama wore the white helmet?
Would have to be 85 or 84.
Mm-hmm. I'd say Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
In Atlanta.
Under Ray Perkins.
Is that right?
I think that's right. Maybe somebody call in and check it. But he went away from them, after the first couple of years. So, but white helmets haven't been around for quite some time, and I'm not expecting to see them in the near future. Laura is with us up in Northport. Laura, welcome in.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Laura.
This is my question. I'd like to know why the Duke player was not penalized for pulling Mark Ingram off the top of the pile.
Yeah, Laura, it's a good question, and we got the video there. My only guess is the official didn't see it. Now, obviously, once Mark headbutted the young man in the face, you've got to call that right in front of the official. But you're right. After the whistle had blown for him to be pulling the leg, that should have been an unnecessary roughness call. I'm just guessing that the official didn't see it.
I guess so, because I wondered the same thing when I watched it. I thought that's a great question.
But a lot of people called and said, well, why did he get a penalty for headbutting the guy? Well, when you headbutt a guy 3 feet from the official, they're going to call that. But you're right. It probably should have been called prior to that on the guy pulling his leg. I just don't think the official saw it. Good question. Well, up next on Title Insider TV, it's time for us to make our predictions. Will the Tide move to 4-0, or will the Hogs run wild over the Crimson Elephants in Fayetteville? Stick around. We'll have it for you next. All right, Rodney, we didn't really have to go out on a limb these first 3 weeks to get to 3-0, but it does get tougher to make a prediction this week. Arkansas is a good football team. They are hyped. They are ready. They've got the red out. Alabama has to go in there, protecting that #1 ranking. How do you see it?
Well, Gary, when you look at this game, I think it comes down to one thing. I think Arkansas is really one-dimensional offensively. It's Ryan Mallett and all those great receivers. Don't get me wrong, they can do a lot of damage. But if they can't run the football, I think it's going to be very difficult against Alabama. Alabama's so well-balanced offensively. I think Alabama, puts up 34 points, wins 34-24.
Well, I think Alabama is a better football team. And it doesn't mean I don't think Arkansas is a good team. I do. I got a lot of respect for them. I think Mallett's a dynamic quarterback. He's what the NFL is looking for. As you mentioned, they're struggling to run the football. I still don't think their defense is a top-tier SEC defense. I think they're pretty good. If both teams play well, Alabama wins. If Alabama doesn't play well, it could still win. But for Arkansas to win, in my opinion, Alabama really has to help them out. I just don't see that happening. I think this team is sound. I think defensively they're good enough. They're getting better, but offensively Alabama's going to put up some points. And even if it gets into a shootout, which I don't think it will, I like Alabama to win. Now, you see 31-17. Again, that's one of those 31-17s where it might be 17-17 midway through the third quarter. I think it'll be a good football game, but I think the Tide will get it done up in Fayetteville. They may lose one this year, but I don't see it coming Saturday at Arkansas. So Roddy and I both think the Tide will prevail on Saturday. Well, we got dinner time coming up, and that means it's a trip over to the Pottery Grill in Northport tonight. We'll be there for dinner. And don't forget, if you missed any of tonight's show, you can watch it on our website anytime, WVUATV.com. We'll also have a replay tonight at 10:35. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week here on Tider Insider TV. For Rodney Orr, I'm Gary Harris. Have a good evening.